Good morning, everyone. Today is the 24th of Adar 1. Today is March 4th. Chapter 32, Lev. Like Shmuel Lev. That's right. Chapter 32 in Tanya, page 53 in the Chayenu. But I want to preface today's shir with the Hayom of today. The Hayom of today is really important for two reasons you'll soon see. Rav Hillel of Parich once asked the Mittel Rebbe whether he should teach Chassidus in places where the townsfolk had no concept of Chassidus. This is on page 67 if you're following the Chayim. Rav Hillel of Parich. The Mittel Rebbe replied, the teaching, and by the way, a lot of times when we get into some esoteric, deep discussion, especially Shabbos afternoon, but oftentimes even in our morning shir, you're wondering like, what relevance? It's like not something that it's easy to grasp. The Mittel Rebbe replied, the teachings of Chassidus are heard by the neshama. I think I've said that because my father taught me that when I was in 770 as a kid. I said, I don't understand what the Rebbe is saying. It's very sophisticated Yiddish. You may understand a few words here and there. My father always said, don't worry, your neshama understands. Just listen. Look and listen. So the teachings of Chassidus are heard by the neshama, by the soul. There's a pasuk that speaks of waters flowing from Lebanon. The noiznim min Lebanon, the waters flowing from Lebanon. In Lashon HaKodesh, the word for Lebanon, Lebanon, is Lamed Vez and then Nun Vav Nun. So listen to this. You remember yesterday we said that Lev, Perek Lamed Vez, is made up of the two letters of Lamed and Vez, 32, and together it makes the word Lev, heart. So Lebanon is spelled Lamed Vez and then Nun, alluding to the 32 paths of Chachma, of wisdom, and Nun, the 50 gates of Bina, understanding within the soul. So when the neshama hears a spiritual influence and it flows down and trickles into the soul's ray of light that animates, then it animates the body. So this fortifies one's endeavor to do good by fulfilling the 248 positive commandments and turning away from evil by observing the 365 prohibitive commandments. Shh, please. So today's lesson, when one realizes that it's not the physical body that is of utmost importance, obviously that's oftentimes the trap that we fall into, but rather it's the spirit, it's the neshama, that when one discovers this, our souls truly come from one source, and that all Jews are truly brothers, achim mamish. We're going to discuss that today. Since his body is despised and loathsome, he's looking at the tendencies that he has, the shtick that he has, the narishkeit that he gets involved in. He's like, what is this? This is my physical body. He will not love himself on account of his body more than he loves his fellow. And as for the neshama and the spirit, the differences between his soul and that of his fellow will not diminish the love between them. We're one. We're truly connected. For who can know the soul and spirit and greatness and excellence in their source and root, the living Hashem? It reminds me of the Friedrich Rebbe once said, somebody said, I can't remember exactly the story, but it was something to the effect of, it came down to age. And the Friedrich Rebbe said, again, something to the effect of, age is not what it says on the passport. There could be a young guy who's wise beyond his years, and there could be an old guy that's just narish, not as a kid, he's narish. He's like, you're our president. Be careful. Be careful what you wish for. How then can one claim that his soul is superior to his fellow if the neshama is exactly the same? It's pristine. It's like a portion of Hashem. It's been around forever because it's part of Hashem. It'll be around forever. It sojourns in this world for 70, 80, hopefully 120 years. And we're all exactly the same when you break it down. Oh, his body is different. He's in an older body, he's in a younger body. He likes this kind of ice cream, he likes that kind of kugel. Like that's not important. It's the neshama. When it comes down to the neshama, we're all the same. And we're all the same age when it comes to the neshama. We're all the same smart when it comes to the neshama. We're all the same common denominator, which is one with Hashem. Furthermore, we are all actually perfectly equal, and not only equal, yet separate. Furthermore, we all have Av Echad L'Kolana, one Father, one source in heaven, that makes us this one entity. L'chein nikro kol Yisrael achim mamosh mitzad shorish nafsham Hashem echad. It is because of this that all Jews are called brothers in the full sense of the word. Not only we're all brothers and sisters in Israel and we all love each other. No, mamish. We're all one. Rak shahagufim mechulakim. Only our bodies are separate. That's what separates us, the physical bodies. So we didn't have those physical bodies before and after when we're in heaven and our neshamas when they're, maybe while we're sleeping and they're getting recharged. It's just all one soul, one general soul. This explains how it is at all possible to demand that one love his fellow as he loves himself. If it's based on how nice you look, how warm you are to me, if you do me a favor, if you smile, or if you treat me nicely, then if you treated me nicely one day, but you're not treating me nicely the next day, then my obviously show might waver on, our relationship. You said something not nice. You didn't say good morning. I remember I was telling this to somebody yesterday. There were two guys. Jeff was here. I was telling it to him. There were two guys. One says, so-and-so, I don't know what his problem is, but he never says hello to me. So I thought about it for a second. I said, when's the last time you said hello to him? He's like, no, I didn't think about that. I said, go over and say hello. He says, he came back the next day. He goes, I'm sorry. There was a whole complete misunderstanding. He thought I was upset with him. I thought he was upset with me. There was nothing. We just, it was just, if you're in a bad mood and or if you're just a little bit, distracted and you didn't say good morning one day. So the guy thinks, he didn't say good morning. He's probably upset. So now I'm not going to say good morning to him. And then 3 months later, you eat, actually nothing happened. According to the principle stated here, it's readily understood. One Jew need not love and create a love for another. It's already inborn. It's already part of him. It's natural. Like two brothers that are born, they're living together in the same household. You don't say, by the way, you love your brother. Okay, get into a little something with your brother. But it's automatic. The unnatural thing is to fight where they don't talk to each other. But to be brothers, that's natural. When we make, there's no true love between two people that regard their physical attributes, their bodies, ikr, primary, and their soul secondary. If you make your soul primary, and that's what you love about the other person, that he's a yid, and he has a pintel, he has a neshama, and he's a spark of God. Yeah, you gotta mute your phone, otherwise it disturbs the class. If you make your neshama the primary and you're focused on the godly attributes of a person, and you're not worrying about the way he looks and how he treats you and the way he smells and whatever the case might be, and you're like, it's a yid, then it's going to be a natural love, just like two brothers growing up together. It's based, the love is based, if the love is based on an external factor, it's going to always be a problem. So therefore, love between people who consider their bodies as primary importance must be only a love based on some external factor, in which case the love, A, is limited to the importance of the motivating factor. He's nice to me, he does me favors, he says hello every morning, he lent me money, whatever the case may be. And B, it's destined to endure as long as that factor is still in play. But as soon as that factor doesn't exist anymore, sorry, I can't lend you money. Oh, that guy, he always lent me money. He's not lending me money anymore. I'm not his friend. Or, the guy, he used to sit next to me. He was so nice. Now he didn't come to shul. I guess we're not friends anymore because no, it's nothing to do with how he acts, how he talks, or whatever. It's based on the neshama. So the takeaway is you and your fellow Jews are brothers, sisters, brothers, etc. We have to treat everyone like family. And there's the family, the long lost cousin that we didn't see in a long time, but we're still all brothers. We love each other, and we have to push away the external factors, not think about them. If they become the primary reason why you're a friend with somebody, then often it doesn't last. Usually a person feels like, oh, that guy's been my friend for 30 years. We were in yeshiva together. We were roommates. That's why, because you were like a brother. So some things that happen, okay, there might be a bump in the road, just like a real brother. Anyway, this is today's Tanya, and this is going to bring us back to the joy-filled expression of love that we have to Hashem, and we're doing it by way of all these different areas of Yiddishkeit today and this chapter, and tomorrow and the next day we're going to talk about Avos Yisrael, of course, chapter Lamed Beis. Let's go practice what we preach, and let's do it, Chavra. Have a wonderful day, and enjoy the dry weather. Meanwhile, because the rest of the week we're going to get a lot of brachas from heaven. Thank you.